I thought I posted this, but some weeks ago, I told my friends I had started dating again, and this was just one specific friend group. And I had told them a lot of issues with just feeling down in December and feeling off and just like not feeling good about myself. My self confidence was probably at the lowest. My self esteem was at the lowest. I was crashing out hard and I was feeling really bad about myself and not finding love and um, just all of the bad things about myself. That was December. And then January happens. It's probably like a full month later. We hadn't talked since. We hadn't really had any conversations since. We did have like a group FaceTime where like the four of us were on FaceTime for several hours. We do that, try to do that every couple of months. And I had kind of, at that point, I had like brought up just like a question about this video I saw where people were talking about how can you heal from dating if you're not dating while you're healing. um or and then there's the other, like the opposite side of that was, if you are dating to heal, then you're like wasting people's time, or because people are going on dating apps to date people and to look for relationships, and if you're actively not doing that, you're just doing this for some sort of like meant like to improve your mental health or whatever, then I don't know, it's deceitful. And I asked my friends about it, about what they thought about that. um and that was kind of how what that's basically what we had like talked about. They didn't really ask me how I was like doing in terms of if I was like feeling better, if there were things I was doing. And also when I had talked to them, it was mid-December, and so people were, either out of the country, out of the state, or working on getting stuff together before holidays, and holidays were coming up, and just all of these things. So I knew that they wouldn't be there for me like physically, but I also didn't hear from them really. And then it was like close to, I'd say, the end of January, where I sent them a snap and I said, "Oh my gosh, I have all of these dates lined up. Wish me luck because I'm a little scared with all of these dates. I don't know how I'm gonna handle all of them." And one of them asked me if I was in a manic episode, which I thought was very insulting, and just I really didn't know how to respond to that. And I was like, I said, "Why do you like? I don't understand the your logic process. Why do you think that?" I didn't say all of that, but I was just like, "What? I don't know where that comes from." And she just said, "Yeah, because like I think you know sometimes when one of the symptoms of going through a manic episode is just like going on a lot of dates and stuff." Um, and all I did was respond to them and say, "I'm not going through a manic episode." And this was all in the group chat. So the other two didn't say anything either. I think one of them was just like, "I thought you said you were on a break," which is not what I said before. I said I was on a break, meaning that the whole time I was away, the whole time, I had been taking like a purposeful break from dating for like 2 years. So I don't know. I should thought it was recent just because like some guy ghosted me. I was like, I don't know. I don't know the interpretation, but clearly they don't know me as well, or maybe it's because I am the only neurodivergent friend in the friend group, and they're all pretty neurotypical, relatively speaking. I don't know if they have anything, but I know I'm the only one diagnosed with a mental health disorder, which is anxiety, and I have a lot of you know mental health issues related to that, and related to trauma, related to men specifically. So all of that, I think it just really hurt me, seeing as that's how like they perceived me. If they were worried about whether I was in the right headspace for dating, at any other point they could have reached out to me and asked me how I was doing, but they didn't do that. And I had purposefully been on this sort of like thing now where I don't try to tell everyone my business all the time, even like my closest friends, because I feel like if people want to know how I'm doing, they should ask me about it. But this friend group has not been asking me about it, and I consider them some of my closest friends. I also don't think they really know how to talk to me or handle situations where I am very much in my feelings. One time, one of them mentioned that they know that when I am in my feelings, that they know that they should give me space. I don't know where she got that from, because I never. That's actually, I don't like it when people give me space when I'm in my feelings. Especially if I'm in my feelings about that person. I don't want space. I want to actually talk things through. So that's just blatantly incorrect. I also didn't correct her because I was just like tired of all of it. But since then, I have not given them really many updates to my situation. Every once in a while I tell them an issue with work, but I don't. Other than that, I don't give them any new facts or updates about myself. Mainly because they didn't ask, and it's very interesting because in the group chat and in the Snapchat they will like send things, and one of them every once in a while one of them will be like, yeah, so from last week this is what the thing I was doing, and I was like, and in my head I'm like, y'all didn't tell me any of this. I don't know. I don't know. Um, Maybe, I mean, I think they all talk to each other more regularly than they would reach out to me. I think for the most part, my communications with them do not fall outside the group chat. And you can say it is a two-way street, and that is true, but I don't know. I don't feel like they're ever, I don't know if recently, and I mean recently, like the past 6 months, maybe a year, I don't know if there was really an effort um, on any of their sides, really. Um, one time, one of them went to the same conference as me, and so we had time to talk with each other and chat over a course of like multiple days, and that was fun. And I'm not gonna say that it was like a convenience thing, even though it was convenient that we were there, but we made an effort to see each other and stuff, and we're happy to see each other. But I think generally when it comes to group dynamics, I'm definitely the black sheep, and I felt like the black sheep for a long time. And from the whole instance of being accused of having a manic episode, and um, it really just doesn't make me feel excited to share with them updates on my life that are not like work or anything. It just I don't know if it's like, I don't feel like it's a safe space or something, but I just don't feel as close to them as I used to before. And I don't know if anything can be rectified. I don't even know if I don't even know if this is something I should or could bring up, or if it makes sense to bring up. I know that clearly I've been moving differently, but I've been moving differently with everyone in my entire life. That I'm giving people less access to me, and if they want access to me, they have to request it. That I'm not making myself too available for people. Maybe it's a coping mechanism because I was just so hurt last time I opened myself up to someone who turned out to be not a safe person to do that to. And it really did change my whole outlook and perspective on the way that I form relationships with people, generally speaking, not just like romantic or sexual, but all kinds of relationships. And I realized I didn't want to be so available that it bothers me to figure out whether people are in my life because they want to be or because it's convenient. And so that's something I'm kind of reckoning with. I feel pretty like distant from them. It's not like they're asking me about stuff either. So I guess that's it. I know next month we probably will do another FaceTime. And I have a lot of like exciting things happening in my life, I feel, as far as, excitement in life can go. So I guess that's disappointing, but I have journaling and I have other friends and I have YouTube videos. So there's those things that I have.